Welcome to On Topic with Nicole and Stephanie, or Stephanie and Nicole. That's her. That's me. We're here today to share our combined knowledge and research of one single topic. And that topic today is on how clutter affects happiness.
That's right. It's all about happiness and the dishappiness. Oh, I think I might
Dis
have just made up a new word.
unhappiness, unhappiness, dishappiness,
Yeah, you're
non-happy,
de-happy.
de-happy.
Don't
Yeah,
be de-happy.
don't be de-happy. Don't worry. Don't be de-happy.
That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. I know you've got a lot of stuff on this. Does clutter make you unhappy, Nicole?
Well, I'm torn between this. And what I realized is that everybody has a different clutter threshold. Okay. And there's a difference between clutter and being organized. So I am a crazy organized person, but
Okay.
I have a house full of clutter. Okay. So
Mm,
there's a difference there. I know where everything is, even in the clutter. So I need to declutter, but I'm organized. And now that I've separated those two things, I feel a little bit better about it. But yes, I always feel like clutter makes me feel like that's what I should be doing. I shouldn't be resting. I should
okay.
be cleaning. I shouldn't be, you know, all those kind of things because I should be taking care of that instead.
Okay, so what I heard you say is that maybe you don't have enough space for the things that you use and need.
Yes, that is for sure true. And that's, we put two houses into one,
Yeah.
you know, two houses, five people. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And I have some crazy stats, like, oh
I
my
can't
God,
wait.
crazy stats on that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
um, for quote, should we go for quote and book
Oh,
here?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We got
For
things
my
to
quote
do. Gosh.
is by
Go.
the so famous unknown.
Yeah, oh,
Um,
I love unknown.
yeah. Look around, all that clutter used to be money,
Ooh, that's a gut punch for those of us.
right? So make it feel twice as bad. Okay, not only am I feeling bad that I should be cleaning this up,
Yeah,
but I could have that much more money.
that's right. That's right. I'm going to talk about that in the last part. What's your book?
I have two. One is Dana White, How to Manage Your Home Without Losing Your Mind,
Okay.
and Gretchen Rubin, Outer Order. It's called.
Outer Order.
Yeah.
Okay. I've not heard of those, but it didn't take me long to find a bunch of. I'm going to go on the less of the physical clutter today, and
Okay.
I'm going to go on the emotional and digital clutter
Perfect.
because that's a new thing. If you think about it, we've really only been creating digital clutter for the last 20 years,
Yeah.
but it has multiplied 100 times of our physical clutter.
Mm.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so my quote, I'll lead with my quote. It's from Joshua Becker.
Oh yeah.
And the first step in crafting the life you want is to get rid of everything you don't.
Hmm.
Okay, so that was,
So that's people, that's things, that's yeah.
yeah. Well, first you got to know what your life that you want.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Josh has he's got a great declutter course. He's got a bunch of books. Yeah, super good resource. YouTube videos. Josh is awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Shout out to Josh. And I also had two books, but one of them I got into a little bit more than the other one. Um, Digital Minimalism in Everyday Life. That's by James Williams and Amy White.
Okay.
Obviously, a new concept, digital minimalism. And
I
then the
wonder
one
if
that
Dana and Amy are related. Like my author was Dana White.
I know. I thought when you said Dana White, I thought it was that like wrestling guy.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of his last name offhand,
Okay.
but I know. Yeah.
But the book that I really got into was Space Maker, How to
Mm,
Unplug, Unwind, and Think Clearly in the Digital Age. And that's by Daniel C.
cool.
Daniel C.
I got four
Also, did
books right
you got
now.
more books?
No, I just said we just gave them four books. That's
Oh,
it.
I know. And we didn't even talk about the Marie of the world.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't talk about any of those things that have been out there. So if you are, maybe you don't even know that you're feeling stressed out by the clutter, because that's what I kind of read at the beginning. But once you
Well,
clear off that space,
so it's
you're just going to feel
subconscious.
lighter. Yeah. Okay,
Subconscious. So
go.
you're not usually aware of that unless you just really sit down and like, okay, why am I feeling this? Why is my chest feel tight and everything else?
Mhm. Why does
Because
this room make me feel this way?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, you lead. What do you got?
Okay. Well, first the impacts that clutter has on us. One, it's a life suck. The piles are constantly saying, clean me, move me, make me look better. I'm like, literally, mine say
Nicole, if you're hearing your things talk to you, maybe we have other issues.
it's no longer subconscious. It
Okay.
is now that bad. No, it distracts us from what really matters. You know, how
Mhm.
much I could be playing outside, I could be whatever. And then it blocks creativity because it takes up these little spaces in our brain that are meant for creativity and consumes those. And so there's that. And then Gretchen talks about 7 types of clutter in her
Okay.
book. There's nostalgic. So I'm holding on to this because it's from the past and it was really important to me. That's me and all my things from the boys that made, like I just found one yesterday. It was a why I'm the best mother in the world card for Mother's Day. I'm not throwing that away.
No.
Yeah. And they say, take a picture of it. And that's not the same. So I need to look at that and all the things that, the boys said on why I was the best mom. And anyway, there's conservation. So this might be useful someday. So I'm going to keep hanging on to this.
Oh, yep,
There's
yep.
bargain clutter. I got it on sale. Whole bunch of sale.
Well, I'm
It's
a bargain buyer, so I totally am probably a bargain clutterer too.
there's freebie, so gifts, things you've gotten from people. I can't throw that away because Stephanie gave me that. There's crutch. You own it. Probably will never need it, but you're going to hang on to it just in case you do. There's aspirational. You
Mhm.
want to use it, but you can't at the moment. Old
Okay.
jeans, things that just don't fit
You
right now.
just like put a knife in it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna wear those jeans. Just give me 2
Yeah.
more months. I
Yeah.
love those jeans. And then there's buyer's remorse. I paid a lot of money for that. I can't throw that away or donate it because
Mm-hmm.
that costs a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money. So those are the 7 kinds of clutter that Gretchen talks about. And then I just have some stats. And so I don't know if you want to go for a little bit and I'll talk about stats, or you want me to throw those in right away now
Okay,
too.
yeah. I'll jump in for some digital clutter. Digital clutter is the bookmarks that are currently on or the icons that are on your desktop, or the apps that are on your home screen or your lock screen on your phone. How many of those do you think on average people have?
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
230.
Oh, okay. So that was a little bit high, but 83.
Okay.
83. So there's some digital clutter. How many gigabytes of cloud storage on average does the average American have?
2.
209. So
Well,
that's our emails and our
gig.
files and our
Oh, so that's
gigs,
everything. Okay. Yeah.
photos and our videos and all that stuff. If you know how big a gig is, 209 is a lot. And then here was the funny one, because I kind of had to also giggle, but how many unused or broken cell phones does the average American have?
I have 3 at home.
Yeah, uh-huh. So
What's
it says the average is 2, and I know where 4 are. Yep, of mine. Yep. Whoops. So that was kind of like, ay, ay, ay. And then I realized in this little exercise that I am a jump drive hoarder.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
I don't know what's on most of them. I use one external drive, and then I've got a bag full, literally a bag full of external, like
I've
just
I've got a secret. I have DVD hoarders. Like I might even have some floppy drives from college.
Honey, you can't, do you even have a computer to read those?
No, but maybe I could find one somewhere. I don't know why I have them. I'm sure it's something to change the whole world, like top level Secret Service stuff is on there, you know. Yeah, I can't
Uh-huh.
throw it away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if any of you are out there with some floppy disks or maybe some of those like original hard disks, it's time. Funny that you should read that. I'm also working on some content for consistency,
Mm-hmm.
and being more consistent for my group. And I noticed
I have
that,
a lot of good stuff on that if you want.
but like the keyboards haven't changed. And while it hasn't changed, I still think that I have 10 or 12 keyboards laying around.
Hmm.
Who knows? But anyway, so there's some digital stuff. But let's talk about like, so all of that stuff has energy, and Nicole helps me with energy. If you need help with energy or you don't even know what that I'm talking about, I couldn't figure out what was creeping in and stealing my energy.
Okay.
And then I went in and the second that I was going through and cleaning out pictures and files from my cloud that I carry around on this little thing.
Felt it.
So you have to clean that shit out. You got
Well,
to.
here's what's crazy is Stephanie and I talked last week after we got done with last week's, and she's like, okay, what's the topic for next week? And I'm like, clutter. And she's like, oh, I'm really good with that. I don't have any clutter. And I'm like, well, how's your digital clutter? And it just, the light turned on, and there you go. She discovered that maybe there is some.
Yeah. So and it's kind of like out of mind, out of sight. Certainly I have things, but I probably haven't seen it in a year because I am a digital nomad. So I get to live wherever and everywhere. But that also goes for music. That goes for like cables. That goes for bookmarks. I think I have like 1187 because I needed to go look. But it's just like you add it to your bookmarks, and if you think you need it again, I'm pretty sure half of those websites, which thank you, Google, for saving all those for me in my cloud, but I probably am going to be good with that. But let's talk about emotional clutter. And the number one thing that came up for emotional clutter was toxic relationships. If you do nothing else after this, or maybe you should just organize those books and things in the same place, but take a look at those toxic relationships because that is what's creeping up right here in your
Oh,
clutter.
man, right? I didn't realize how some toxic people affected me. Like I thought I was good. I can handle anything until I spent the last year pretty much at home with the newborn and haven't gotten out much. And so I've spent some time with a few people that are pretty toxic. And it was like, oh, just instant drain. Just like, who am I? Like lost myself, drained. Yeah. Just get rid of that stuff.
Yeah. So even me, who has everything in a suitcase, Nicole brought up the topic and I was like, oh yeah, it's easy. If it doesn't fit in the suitcase, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't ship. Uh, of the digital side and the emotional side is real for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And that's kind of what, Space Maker talked about. He said it's not that you need more room. Please don't go buy another jump drive or another terabyte of cloud space. Figure out why you're saving things and then get rid of them. Just because you have
Mm-hmm.
space doesn't mean you should add another Word doc to it.
And this is something that just kind of came to me, and it isn't anything I did any research on, and maybe there isn't any out there. Maybe we're onto something new here, but learning clutter, like
Mm,
overload learning. So half of my Google Docs are notes from books or different topics, all that kind of stuff, which is great because then I can just search from keyword and find my notes on consistency. So if you wanted stuff on consistency, I know I've done 3 different trainings on that. I can go grab it quick. But what I found is when you just learn, and do nothing with it, that
uh,
causes the clutter. But when you learn and share, learn
yeah,
and make the reel, learn and make the video, learn and do the
yeah,
training, that releases that clutter. Otherwise you have, okay, I have all this knowledge. What do I need to do with it? So I think there's a knowledge clutter too, or a learning clutter. So
Unless it's trivia, then you can come be on my trivia team.
yeah, I probably wouldn't be on your team because that kind of stuff I let go. But
Okay.
Nicholas, you want him on your team for sure.
Okay, Nick, get on my team. And then I know that you're gonna bring up some stuff, but in our little pre-conversation about this, the other thing that I never really thought of as clutter before that maybe I will change my mind about is those pounds, those inches that are hanging on, those hangers on.
Yeah,
That's clutter.
it is. Cell clutter.
That's so
Cellular
clutter.
clutter. So we just made up two more types of clutter: knowledge clutter and cellular clutter.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll work on those for another on topic down the road.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I'm
bring me
going
your
to share some
stats.
stats from what's that?
I said, bring me your stats.
Yep. Okay, so this is from Josh Becker's blog, and it was in 2020. So I tried to fact check or update, anything, and I did find some updates. So he said 1 out of 10 Americans have offside storage because they can't have enough. They don't have enough storage in their house, and now it's 1 out of 5.
Oh, I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
bet it's not
Yeah.
10% anymore.
In
Yeah,
3
it's
years, 1 out of 5.
20%.
25% of people can't fit their cars in their garage. Yes. But
That's a little
37%
personal, wasn't it?
yeah, well, and then it's like 37% can fit one car in. And so we have one car in our garage now. And it's funny because when Nick came home from college, he calls me and he's like, I'm home, but nobody's here. And I'm like, I'm home. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, my car's in the garage. He's like, since when? And
Okay,
so,
but did you pat yourself on the back for that?
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
So
Okay, good.
I get to park in the garage. The average American throws away 65 pounds of clothing a year, and that's gone up to 81.5. That's like 3 scouts throwing 3 of my babies away a year in clothes. We spend, this one hurt, we spend more money on shoes, jewelry, and watches than higher education. Yeah, because higher education is not cheap. So that's how much we're spending on that. And I couldn't find an update for that one. And then
hold on, I need to write that down. This is a little writing break. Okay.
Yeah, shoes, jewelry, and watches. And then Josh said we spend 3,680 hours of our life looking for things, which is 153 days. And that updates to 5,000 hours, which is 6.5 months. We spend
Lifetime?
6.5 months looking for things. I spend that much time just looking for clothes because I don't get them put away. There you go. But yeah, this is just like filling it all out there for you guys. And then the last one is we spend $1.2 trillion on non-essentials annually, and that's gone up to $1.45 trillion in America. Non-essential.
That's an industry, isn't it?
Yeah, but don't buy that professional development. Don't make yourself better, but definitely buy those shoes or those $12 lattes. Yeah.
All right, well, that's your finance and your clutter for
Yeah,
today.
yeah, they kind of, like I said at the beginning, all that stuff used to be money. And so it just kind of put the dollars where the clutter is.
Yeah. And that just goes back to like do an audit, look around, but don't overwhelm yourself. Because if you overwhelm and you think about doing it like, oh, I need to do my office, I need to do my house, I need to do my garage, I need to do my storage shed, I need to start with one room.
Yep.
Start
And
with one
I guess I
space.
did have 7 things that we can do about it. So 7 little things that you could do. And one is start small, whether it's a drawer, counter, whatever, just get a win right
The cubby
away.
hole in your car.
Yeah. 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 And then do your kitchen first because that sets the tone for your whole house. So try to work on having a clutter-free kitchen. Get rid of toys before birthdays and Christmas. Adopt a 1 in, 1 out rule. So you get a new sweater, get rid of an old sweater. Purge 23 items a month. Just go through your house and get rid of 23 things a month. Do a 7-minute tidy up every night before bed.
Yeah.
So 7 minutes, everybody pick up, sing that little song that the kids sing. And then one thing I've been doing lately is asking myself, do I want to take this with me? So if I move or I go to a nursing home someday or whatever it is this going to go with me? And so I'm trying to
That's a
focus on
tough
that.
question too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for you travel monthly, weekly, whatever it might be. You answer that question all the time, not putting it out there to yourself, like, do I want to take this with me? But like when you decide you're going to go somewhere, you
Yeah.
decide what goes with you.
It's the essentials. And the
Yeah.
essentials are my pens and my USB drives, apparently. And my water cup.
Yeah.
But I guess that's totally true. You figure out what you need and then what you don't.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So if you are not good at it or you've got a house full of clutter, why don't you just take yourself for a little drive and see what you don't need and what you need. And then if you have really good friends, like one of my friends, her name is Whitney, or my cousin Nicole, they are very, very good at like holding up a thing to me and being like, if you can tell me 3 stories about this particular item, I think I had, a whole apartment full of stuffed animals. Well, who knows, right? But they've just like accumulated. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get rid of them. They won't take up much space if they go over there. And they were like, tell me 3 stories about this, otherwise it's going. I'm like,
That's awesome. And that's right. My sister's amazing at decluttering, and I am amazing at taking home everything she gets rid of.
like, oh, you don't need that spatula? I think I do.
Yeah. Oh, I'll take 3 of your old desks.
Yeah. To each their own, maybe, but it does hold you down.
It does. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited to see someday how I'll feel. Maybe it's the root of a lot of my chronic pain. I don't know. I've tried everything else. Maybe if I lived in a 1-bedroom, all I had was a bed and 5 pieces of clothes, I'd feel better. I don't know. We'll see.
Try it.
I'm
That's
moving
all.
out.
That's all. I mean, you got to be like, okay, what is the least that I can work with, live with? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
Awesome.
else?
There you have it.
That's it. That's everything we know for right now about clutter. But if you have something else that you know about clutter, or maybe something that would inspire us, leave it in the comments. If you have any stories about how maybe clutter or decluttering or the process of all of it has made you happier, I know that Nicole is working on a project that she would love to see that story. So
Yeah. So we'll have a
grab
Google
that link
Doc
in
in
the
the,
notes.
yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
And catch us next time for another
See you.
version of On Top.